Okay, I usually don't do opening statements, Max. Sorry, I know this is your first kind of role. I figured they just wait for me to shut up and ask the questions they want to, so let's just kind of get right to it. But I'll say, I'll just say this, Max. I'll be happy to say it's good to be in a close game and be on the other side of that for once. You know, we've had, I think 5 of our 6 losses have been, you know, by a possession or 2. So to actually be on the other side of that was glorious. It feels a lot better than the other side.
Fantastic. Thanks, Suzy. We'll go first to Brian Calloway.
Hey, Suzy, just how big of a moment is that for Tori, kind of considering what her season's gone through and what she's gone through over this last month here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think people really realize, like, when you know, she got COVID right after our Nebraska game, and she's a versatile kid for us. She can play the 3 and the 4 with her mobility, and then just having to sit out, even though she's in great shape, you don't know, like, COVID affects everybody in the country differently, and so, you know, we had started to see her progress in terms of, like, her lungs and her fitness, and she's starting to look like her old self, and certainly did a really nice job in the high post for us there down the stretch. But, you know, to be able to extend that as a 4-man that could shoot it against the zone was big. And, you know, credit Nia Clouden for pulling in the defense and making the extra pass there down the stretch, and for Tori to knock it down. It was, you know, a great moment for her and for our team for sure.
We'll go next to Eli McCown.
Hey, Suzy, congrats on the win. Eliza, in that first half, kind of led your offense there. I guess, how was it kind of having her, you know, these last couple games, and then today kind of helping out that offense, especially when Nia Cloud was struggling a bit?
Yeah, I don't know what Nia's deal was. She seemed like off from the beginning, just kind of going through the motions a little flat. I think spent a lot of time, you know, I was telling her, just, you got to stop with, like, trying to get a foul and just go focus and finish, you know. At the end of the day, they're not calling that, and I think the more she did that, the more it, like, distracted her from her ability to kind of do what we need her to do. So when she wasn't doing that, for Eliza to kind of step up, I think with Eliza, I just want to see her play both sides of the ball. You know, it was great she brought us offense, but, you know, that kid, the trailer kid, just destroyed us, you know, off of ball screens and dribble drives and 3-point shots. So, you know, it's great, but, like, we got to be able to, we got to have both sides of the ball. Like I always say, I'm not coaching football, right? I don't get to put a defensive team out there and an offensive team. So, you know, we got to be able to do both, you know, and it was nice to see Eliza get us off to a really good start. That's positive, certainly. But on the other side of that, I would challenge our entire team to do a better job of being able to defend in the quarter court.
And then Julia, she took a couple hard falls, I think. I don't know if you have kind of an update on how she's doing. It looks like she took a couple really hard falls there.
Yeah, I think she's fine. I mean, I just thought Tori was mobily better and a better, you know, again, Tori's a better defender than Julia, so we were down, we needed some defense, we were extending a little bit. Tori can bring us that offense, you know, as well. Drika wasn't available today with her injuries and stuff, so we really kind of were limited at the 4 spot. So again, I look at Tori and I see a kid that can really help us from the 3 and the 4 spot and being able to go back and forth, and we needed that from her today.
Thanks, Suzy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go next to Zach Sardanic.
Hi, Suzy. Congrats on the win. I just wanted to ask, with about just under 3 minutes left, you guys really seemed to flip the switch coming out of a timeout defensively. What did you say to the team during that timeout that kind of got things going?
Well, I don't know if as much as I've been saying it all game. I don't think it was anything I said. We just extended our defense, you know, full court-wise, and we're in kind of a little bit more of a trapping opportunities, whether it be ball screen or full court. Kind of got some offense from our defense because our offense wasn't going well and we weren't really doing a good job in the quarter court. So I think, you know, that defense has a shelf life. It's not a 40-minute defense, but it's certainly something when we were down 9 at the time, I believe, 8 or 9, that we had to, I mean, we didn't have a choice. We had to go for it. And so even if we didn't score the ball, we were going to be in our man. We were still going to trap ball screens and just try to create some offense from our defense. So that was more of it, to be frank, our extending defensively and trying to create some turnovers, which I thought, you know, Smitty did a great job getting in passing lanes and steals, and Tori as well.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go next to Audrey Dahlgren.
Suzy, I wanted to touch upon Moira's presence in this game a little bit, maybe more so in the huddles and kind of things. It looked like she was really preaching to people, hey, look at the score, we're only down by this much, or hey,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you noticed that because, like, she was trying to get Eliza and Clouden to get going. I mean, Janae always has that presence, but, certainly Mo is someone that I think, can play both. She's a both side of the ball. I mean, she's a little more defense than offense, but she was trying to, like, rally the troops a little bit in the huddles, and we had a lot of dead eyes, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. We didn't practice that way, so that was a little bit frustrating. To see, some of those things. And she was, she's an effort-based kid. So I think when Mo says something, people are going to listen because don't usually spend a lot of time coaching her effort. She's a loose ball, take a charge, box out, sprint the floor kind of kid. And she just takes a lot of pride in her effort. So I think she was trying to, particularly get Eliza and Clouden kind of going a little bit there to pep up and get some things done for sure.
And then just from your perspective, I mean, when you see Tori get that ball and it goes up into the air, does your heart kind of stop for a second? Or, I mean, are you hooked? What are you just kind of going through as you see it?
Well,
It goes in.
the fact we came back to that point, I mean, of course, as a coach, it was, right in front of me. So it looked really good. It was right on line. I think Tori's a kid sometimes that passes up opportunities, and kind of overpasses at times or tries to, when she has an opportunity, she would rather give it up to somebody else, which is a good quality to have. But with 1.2 seconds left on that kick, you don't really have a choice. And so I think for her to be able to, have the courage to take that shot because she can make it. Did my heart stop? Not really, because I felt like we were tied. So worst case scenario, we could go into overtime and still have another opportunity. But had we not been up, I think my heart would have been racing a little bit more for sure.
Thanks, Suzy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go next to Rico Cooney.
Hey, Suzy, how you doing?
Here we go.
Hey, talk a little. I got a two-parter here. Talk a little bit about, I guess, the team's ability to overcome Nia's, I guess, poor day, and stay in there. And then, did that defense, the trapping, and the prep, did that work as well in practice of late?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we do, once, maybe twice a week as like kind of late clock. We don't do a long time or a long segment of it. But it's something that you definitely got to have down the stretch, certainly if you're down and need to generate points. And again, things like that have shelf lives unless that's your style of play. Well, that's definitely not our style of play, but it's something that we had in our bag. So, we get to it at least once, maybe twice a week in terms of, just coaching that and getting energy and effort. But, like I said, it's 3-4 minutes max for us. It's not a game, something we can do consistently throughout a game segments. But, looking forward, Rutgers is a team, for example, that can play that kind of defense for 40 minutes. That's kind of their full court pressure trapping kind of thing. So, certain teams do it, certain teams don't. I think it was something we had to go to when we were in that situation.
And then just talk about the team being able to kind of overcome, Nia not having a great day.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly nice. I mean, Smitty had some big buckets down the stretch. Mo hit a couple. I felt like it was a contribution. Janae got us going a little bit at the rim there. Obviously Tori hit that shot. So, yeah, a lot of people just contributed when Clouden wasn't, at that kind of normal Clouden mentality. But, the good thing is like I said, I think of our 6 total losses on the year, 5 of them have been to top 25 teams. We're one of the few teams in the league that has played Maryland twice. I think Wisconsin's the only other team. I mean, we've been really tested for moments like that. We've come up a little short, whether it be on the road or at home, like at Michigan or Nebraska, Northwestern. So for us, our goal was to get our defense going, try to score from that and get a chance to have an opportunity to make a play down the stretch to maybe win the game or extend the game, and that's really what happened.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple more questions. We'll go first to Eli and then to Brian Calloway.
I guess maybe the one player we haven't touched on yet as much as is Alicia in the final minutes. I mean, she played a huge role there in transition, on defense. I mean, what can you say about her performance there, especially in that fourth quarter, kind of bringing you guys back into that one?
Yeah, a couple things. So I think defensively, as a mobile length guard or a post that can kind of trap ball screens and get in passing lanes. I mean, she certainly was able to do that, I think, in defensively. And then as they went zone, and really extended. We were able to get the ball to the high post. Their center steps up, and we did a really nice job of finding her in the high-low and her finishing down there. So I think those two things offensively, she did a good job finishing and certainly created some offense from our defense. And, we definitely needed it when we were down 8 or 9 or whatever it was. I think it was 9 with 3+ to go.
We'll wrap it up with one last one from Brian Calloway.
Hi, Suzy. Just how important was just way that you guys responded just for NCAA tournament helps just to kind of avoid maybe a bad loss in your resume?
Yeah, I don't think we have a bad one. I mean, our net's 35, and again, I say this with 5 of our 6 losses, 5 of those are to ranked teams, 3 of them on the road, and 2 of them are Maryland. So I feel like we're in a really good opportunity. And then in some of those losses, we certainly didn't have Tori. It was a 3-game week, all 3 games on the road one week when we went to Wisconsin, Maryland, and Indiana. So we've had some adversity and some challenges that we've had to overcome in those situations as well. Just, mentally fatigued, down people. Didn't have Julia the entire second half of the Nebraska game, which is a big factor for us at the 4 spot. So just having that opportunity, where we've had kids out and been able to come back and find a way or be in a position to help us. But yeah, I mean, would this been a horrible loss? It wouldn't have been a good one, for sure. But if you look at Purdue too, they're in every game. Even the Rutgers game, their last game, they're right there, and then all of a sudden, they just kind of in the fourth quarter can't quite finish. They've had games where they've been up and down, and today they were definitely playing their game, and we struggled to defend what they were doing. But it was a big win for us because at this stage, you're 12-6 and the 35 net, you're feeling like you're in a good place and in control of what we can control. And today, that was an important one for us to find a way to get a win there. We don't want a reason for people not to put us in the tournament, I guess. And I'm not sure that would have been a reason not to, given our resume at this point. But, hey, it's better to win than lose at this stage of the game down the stretch.
Suzy, that's everything we have for you. Appreciate you taking the time.
Okay, thanks, Max. Appreciate it. Take care.